Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a close look at a really interesting intersection. Faith, fast beats, and, well, algorithms.
Yeah, we're talking about urban Christian dance music or UCDM.
And specifically through the lens of one artist, Benny.Agosto. We want to unpack his sound, but also this unique digital situation he's in.
Right. UCDM itself is, well, it's a hybrid. Think urban gospel lyrics, that faith message, but fused onto the kind of synthesized rhythmic backbone you get from electronic dance music. It's meant for, worship, but within that global dance scene.
But before we even get to the music, there's this big hurdle for Benny.Agosto, the musician.
Oh, yeah?
The sources call it SEO contamination. Basically, you search his name.
And you're likely to find Benny.Agosto Jr., the Houston trial lawyer. Very prominent guy, totally unrelated.
So the musician needs, super precise digital categorization just to cut through that noise. You need to find the EP, not a court filing.
Exactly. And that's where the tech comes in. You need sophisticated tools like the Music Genome Project, the MGP.
Ah, the MGP. So that breaks down songs into characteristics.
Hundreds of them. They call them genes. For a genre like UCDM, which falls under hip-hop electronica, you're looking at maybe 350 to 400 different genes analyzed per track. Is how they, nail down its precise identity.
Okay, so what does the MGP look for in UCDM?
Well, this is where it gets tricky. It's kind of an algorithmic paradox. UCDM has to score really high, like near perfect, 4.5 to 5.0, in three key areas that don't always naturally fit together.
3 areas. Okay, what are they?
First, rhythmic drive. High score for prevalent use of groove, complex syncopation, that pulse you can dance to, needs a fast tempo, think 120 BPM plus.
Okay, driving beat. Got it. What's second?
Second, electronic production. High score for reliance on digital synthesis, computer synthesizer sequencers. This clearly separates it from, say, traditional gospel, which was more analog.
Right, so it has to sound modern, electronic. And the third?
The third is the non-negotiable. Lyrical content. It must score exceptionally high on explicit Christian theological focus, praise and worship themes.
Ah, so that's the firewall, if it doesn't hit that lyrical mark.
The algorithm might just classify it as secular EDM, and poof, the whole purpose, the target audience, it kind of vanishes from a classification standpoint.
It's fascinating how the algorithm enforces that identity.
Yeah.
But it also serves a cultural purpose, doesn't it? Like a cultural mediator.
That's a great way to put it. It gives religious youth access to that modern electronic sound, the aesthetics they like, but within a value system they align with. Often explicitly rejecting things like drug use, sometimes associated with the secular rave scene.
Okay, let's bring it back to Benny.Agosto. His actual music, like Brillo Sinfin or Endless Shine, Pete 1.
Looking at those, you see a very deliberate strategy. He's often bilingual. This carves out an even more specific niche: Latin Christian dance music, LCDM.
LCDM. So does that mean integrating specific Latin rhythms, musically?
It suggests exactly that. You might hear elements recalling, say, cha-cha, maybe around a 120, 124 BPM, or even faster stuff, maybe jive rhythms pushing towards 170 BPM, but all built on that electronic foundation we talked about.
And the goal there is market reach.
Absolutely. It's smart marketing. Hit the existing U.S. contemporary Christian market and tap into that huge, growing, global Latin Christian audience. It's using specificity, that bilingual niche, to stand out and, frankly, to beat the SEO problem we mentioned earlier.
So wrapping this part up, UCDM is structurally defined by needing top scores in rhythm, electronics, and explicit faith lyrics all at once. A tough, algorithmic needle to thread.
Precisely. And that leads to a final thought, maybe something for you listening to consider. If success in these hybrid genres depends partly on algorithms, how much can artists like Agosto play with lyrical ambiguity?
Meaning?
Well, themes like hope, love, healing.
Yeah.
It can sound spiritual or secular, right? Could using that ambiguity help an artist like this cross over, gain traction in the mainstream non-faith music world? Or does that risk diluting the core identity the algorithm needs to see?
Interesting question. How much crossover is possible when the classification is so strict? Something to definitely chew on.